million euro Tipsport Gamechanger comes to the UK for the first time. April 20th in Birmingham. Wanless versus Siraj. Get your tickets now at theticketfactory.com.
Fight!
Serbia versus Germany. Off we go, Luke. Goosebumps, goosebumps as we kick off this second season.
Season 2 underway. Nafuka in the orthodox stance. BOGDANOVIĆ switching. Southpaw, orthodox, back and forth. Very, very measured start from Nafuka. Expected him to come flying out as his opponent. But he says he's been working his striking. Just wants to test out some new tools. Be interesting to see. I think he's only been working with his new striking coach for about 4 weeks. But when you're that age, Brian, you pick things up at such a rapid speed and you can just convert them into the cage. As he's switching stance here, and again, catches that leg, goes down to the mat.
Takes him down. And this is where Nafuka shines. He is a jiu-jitsu specialist.
And shucks to the back beautifully there to get back to the ground. Looking to take the back early. Here is Nafuka. This is exactly what he wants. But BOGDANOVIĆ, classy on the mat. Knows exactly what he's doing. Has a lot of submission victories himself, especially from chokeholds. Yep. See if he can defend, though. The Namibian Nightmare is a nightmare if he manages to get on your back. Extremely powerful and aggressive, looking for submission finishes. Makes great adjustments there up against the fence. Gets his hips low.
Oh, he's trapped the arm. He's trapped the arm, Luke. And again, Nafuka said to me,
gonna maybe switch it up. Falls off the back, though. Overzealous, maybe, from the youthful man from Germany.
And again, the composure and the experience shown of BOGDANOVIĆ then. He has never been finished. And he started with the same base. He said in the interview coming up to this that he feels like Nafuka is just a young version of him. He said, but what comes with that is, a hunger. But hunger can also lead to, being over-desperate with certain situations and positions. And that's where his experience will shine, which we just saw there.
Yeah, maybe make mistakes. Jump in for things, and Nafuka definitely does do that when he's aggressive on submissions, looks for the finish, which makes the fights exciting, but you can make a few mistakes here. In the half-guard position, Nafuka trying to work some sweep here, I can see, looking for this arm drag, switches up now.
Yeah, Nafuka, again, he also talked about the build-up to this fight. He's put on some size, Luke.
He looks phenomenal at the weigh-ins, look very, very big indeed, powerful. But now on his back, being controlled.
Not a position we've ever seen him in the cage. He had some good scrambles with Gabal and Kepa, but
he's really looking for this sweep. But BOGDANOVIČ reads it very, very well and just floats over the hips.
BOGDANOVIČ, a student of law outside his mixed martial arts journey. And again, just so intelligent inside the cage. You've seen it through that career he's had. 15-1 is his record.
Still kind of searching for this half butterfly sweep is Nafuka. Doesn't quite have the right hip position for it. We're going to power over it anyway. Needs to maybe switch up and go full butterfly if he wants to get that left leg on the inside. Switching now and gives up, manages to stand though. In a good athletic position here to get back to his feet, trying to hit the switch. Good work though from BOGDANOVIČ.
Sorry, Luke. In these positions, especially with them both being grapplers, what do you learn quickly when you get hold of a guy like? I know if you go white belt to black belt, it's instant that there's mistakes you made. But when you're at this level, what do you learn in these transitions, in these positions, when you got hold of another grappler?
Well, I feel like Nafuka, you would expect him to be an explosive, athletic jiu-jitsu player, but he's very, very calm and relaxed. He's not really exploding too much at the moment. He's working well, but BOGDANOVIČ is just steps ahead. You can see the level from him, but it's not worrying Nafuka. He's not over-exerting himself. He's not trying to explode out of positions. He's very, very calm, working step by step, but at the moment, he's one step behind.
And we talk about that size and the muscle that he's put on, and again, he missed weight by, I think, 200, 300 grams yesterday. What does that mean? What does that affect as far as your performance athletically in the cage? Because these positions where you got to explode, you're going to burn that oxygen in the muscles, right?
Well, we spoke about that at the commentary meeting, thinking maybe he would come out extremely explosive and look and try and use that size, and that's when it can work against you. And a nice sweep here now with the Kimura trap. See if he can switch his hips out, but he's being blocked at the moment by BOGDANOVIČ, and he's trying to get his hips over the top. See how he traps that leg now with the left side. It's going to make it more difficult for Nafuka to get on top. Those little adjustments are all he needs. Nafuka needs to get his hips out so he can flatten out and get on top. But at the moment, wrapping up the legs well. is Bogdanović.
And again, this is one of the positions, if you don't know much about grappling, you think they're just holding on to each other, but there's a real battle going on, right, for position, for leverage.
Leverage is the right word, Brian. The leverage there was in the favor of Nafuka. He got the right leverage, but couldn't quite convert it because the awareness of Bogdanović, and he just floated over the top. And an interesting first round for us. But like I said, Nafuka hasn't even started, or what we're used to seeing from him. Normally he explodes, and he really goes for it.
Second round, fight!
Nafuka looks like he's starting the first round. Looks like he hasn't even broke a sweat yet. Needs to wake up. This is his big opportunity, his big moment. He can't let it slide away if he's quiet in this second round too. I expected athleticism and power and explosive energy from him. So far, we haven't seen that.
And Nafuka, that 8-0 record, the longest win streak of all the fighters in the tournament from the youngest fighter in the tournament. That's incredible, right?
Very interesting stat, that, Brian. Never knew that. And I feel like he did say, you know, even if he doesn't win this fight, he'll learn from it because he understands the experience levels in there with Bogdanović. But felt a bit accepting to me as a man who's never lost. Shouldn't know how to lose or be thinking about losing in any way. That head kick comes up high and catches Nafuka. And that knee as well. Now we see Bogdanović opening up on the feet.
Circling out, 1 minute gone in round number 2. They've tested each other on the ground. They've felt each other out now. Bogdanović trying to utilize that extra range he's got from that height and reach.
Throwing that head kick, mixing up his weapons is Nafuka. Felt his ground game, so maybe he's now thinking, oh, maybe on the ground he's going to be a little bit too tough. I don't want to exert too much. I'm going to go for the feet, but on the feet he looks shy when Bogdanović is feinting here and moving and waiting to set up his shots.
I really do love Bogdanovic's style as well. Like you said, he sets things up, his feints, his movement.
Right hand comes through the middle there, though, for Nafuka. He doesn't have high volume, does he, Bogdanović? But he waits. Precision is high, good, lands very well, high percentage, and sets it up with feints, movement, and controlling that no man's land in between. See how he's got that right hand forward. There's that head kick again, placed well. Nafuka needs to wake up here, needs to start going to work.
You saw a little shift in the gears. He stepped a little bit more into range now. Oh, they've connected right in front of us. How nice, right, Luke? Now we can witness this firsthand.
Yeah, great takedown there from Bogdanović, but the reactive grappling here from Nafuka is beautiful as he gets that beautiful takedown defense, gets back to his feet and in control. Had that in the first round as well as he shucked to the back and managed to bully his man down. But once it hits the mat, Bogdanović is so well versed in these positions. Now gets that hook, but it's the outside hook. He needs the other one. Folds him back down. We had the back of the Serb early in the first round and gets it again here in this second round.
This time has that second hook though, Luke. Bogdanović was able to get that out on the first one.
Yeah, it's quite loose on that left side though, and you can see from the hips now falling over that right hip. Gonna try and adjust that. Does well here. Now attacking those feet with the arms. Crosses those legs, needs to be careful of that ankle lock.
Oh, there he went for it.
He went for it, but he's separated. But allowing him to separate now, the hips are out of Bogdanović. Tries to get on top. Again, a little bit overzealous, gets that hook. Shucks him off well. Good adjustment though. Nafuka battling well here in this second round.
Listen to the crowd here. They are absolutely loving this this
Don't grab the
contest.
cage.
And
Don't grab the
Nafuka
cage.
now trying to bully his man down to the mat. I just feel like the talent is shining, and like you said, the experience from Bogdanović as he falls down to his butt there and gets that hook. See that right arm controlling the leg? That's going to allow him to separate. Trying to do his best here with the situation is Nafuka with that hook, but loses it. Goes to attack the neck, loses it. Now in the double butterfly. Bit of frustration, I sense, from the red corner.
It's the first time we've ever seen it in the cage in his octagon career. 2 wins, both by submission. Just 1 minute 10 left in this second round.
4 minutes down and a lot of action in those 4 minutes, and mainly Nafuka pushing the pace, but ends up on his back. So I'm not quite sure how the judges will have it. And I feel like they have to be very, very experienced in jiu-jitsu to understand those transitions, because there was a lot of them. A lot of work being done.
Yeah.
On his elbow here, which I wouldn't advise from Nafuka, trying to look for this arm drag again, this time sitting up, butt scooting in this half butterfly position. We've seen a lot of this in the first round, and he wasn't ultimately successful from it. I'd like to see him, rather than being on this right elbow, be on this right hand.
Bogdanović is so aware. His head's on the other side, but he knew exactly what was going on.
Trying to switch maybe for this Kimura lock. He got it earlier. This is a power move here. Like if he can try and use this as a sweep, it's a lot of energy and a lot of power from the bottom from Nafuka. But only 20 seconds left, so he needs to make some sort of impression to maybe steal this round. If he can attempt his submission, it could count. 10 seconds remaining now. And can't get it. Bogdanović again. Very, very, very clever there.
And Bogdanović said it on the build-up to this fight. My experience might be the factor. And Luke,
and Bogdanović never been finished. And looking so clean on the mat as well. He has had his back twice, but not come close to even attempting to get a submission.
Off we go. And Nafuka has got to, you know, be controlled with his aggression, right? He can't leave openings for Bogdanović, but he's got to push the pace.
Yeah, Bogdanović also can look for takedowns as well, and if Bogdanović can get on top, he can burn a lot of time as well. Similar cerebral striking game that we saw from Bojan Veličković, who won last season. On the feet, very, very reminds me of him a little bit with the strikes, especially the kicks.
And the intelligence in there, right? Not, you know.
That knee landed heavy.
That was solid.
And beautiful hips as well. Took it well though, and then goes to
cradle grip.
This cradle position. Again, the Namibian Nightmare just seems levels behind here, steps behind. Got caught with that knee beautifully, sprawled out, put in the cradle position, and he's just not reacting with the speed that he needs. We saw it, the level that he has in the grappling when we saw it a couple times earlier when he defended those takedowns. But I'd like to see that athleticism. We need to see that speed. We need to see him really, really go for it.
Yeah, because time is ticking. So 3 minutes, 20 seconds now. And again, we know the scores. So far, Bogdanović up on all judges' scorecards by 2 rounds. And Nafuka, all the work to do, but not all the time to do it.
And another factor that comes in with these fights, you know, is this is a tournament. It is a year tournament. It's a full season, but injuries are a thing. So if you're up 2 rounds and you're Bogdanović and you can just hold on to Nafuka and take the win, it doesn't sound like the most entertaining, the best way or whatever, but when you know that you've got to fight some monsters for the rest of the year, you want to stay as fresh as you possibly can. Go straight back into training.
And also when you look at the money that is on the line, so 15,000 if you lose in this round, that jumps to 40,000 in the quarterfinals. If you lose, 80,000 in the semis, and then 130,000 for the loser in the finals, with 300,000 euros being the check that the winner will claim in that final of the Tipsport Gamechanger. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left of this round. And control, just precision, and you know that experience, again we'll use that word from Bogdanović, is what has shone in this fight, Luke.
Yeah, definitely. He's looked fantastic. He's looked, you know, like I said, a step ahead in everything. Struggling with the animal that is Nafuka, because he really is a physical specimen, hard to deal with. Very, very good grappler in his own right. So, you know, it's not easy and plain sailing for him. But he's controlling him well, moving well, pinning him well, making the right decisions.
And also in bad positions, he did exactly the same with Nafuka on his back in rounds 1 and rounds 2. That composure, you know, moving from A to B to C to get out of those positions. And
that can break the spirit of a man like Nafuka, because he's so used to getting to those positions and taking the victory, ripping people's arms and ripping the necks and just taking them home, taking the victories back. If the man survives and survives and survives and escapes, he's escaped the back mount twice, and quite easily, handedly as well. You think, oh, how am I going to finish this guy? I'm used to getting the submission. I can't find it. I can't get it.
Hafeni Nafuka now trying to work his way to the cage. Bogdanović hanging on. And again, it's smart fighting, right, Luke? We've had, and again, you heard the crowds. They loved rounds 1, rounds 2, the exchanges, the scrambles. But right now, Bogdanović is doing what he needs to do to get across the line. And now maybe Bogdanović is going to look to try and take the back as well. Has that one hook, does well by putting pressure on that leg from the right side. Scoots him out, can maybe now try to skip that right foot over and separates him from the fence. Does well now. That stops Nafuka getting back to his feet. Nafuka makes adjustments though. And see how
Bogdanović now controlling Nafuka away from the fence. Makes it much more difficult for him to stand up as we enter the final 30 seconds. A beautiful display of control.
Oh, and there's the explosion, the roll. Is there a cut? There's a cut. I think it's on Hafeni's head.
Maybe going for the neck here. Has a shot, has a chance.
Stop.
There's a big cut.
Stop.
There is a big
Doctor.
cut.
Doctor.
Yeah, there. I'm not sure if it was from the roll out, Luke, actually. But that is a huge cut.
Not sure what strike would have done that because there didn't seem to be anything that was slicing, but maybe a little elbow
I think
that
it
we
was,
didn't see.
might have even been the roll and catching himself on something as he rolled. Seemed to be instantaneous. It's sliced open. That's big. I think the dog.
You have a recovered. So, může být. Okay.
Okay, we will see the last seconds of this fight.
Tak jdeme, pokračujeme dál, Honziku, pojď.
Yeah, really 13 seconds remaining. I mean, this would be incredible if Nafuka can pull something off.
Little slip there, just the blood on the mat. Our cage doorman on the job, as always.
I'd expect Nafuka to fly at his man with the blood streaming down his face.
Yeah,
13 seconds to achieve his dreams.
Off we go. Countdown begins. Blood drenched on Bogdanović. The crowd raising the roof here as we enter the final few seconds of the opening fight here in season 2 of the Tipsport Gamechanger. Diving for it was Nafuka.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we got a score 30-27, 10-27, and 30-27, all for the winner, Predrag BOGDANOVIĆ.
The €1 million Tipsport Gamechanger comes to the UK for the first time. April 20th in Birmingham. One list versus Serbian. Get your tickets now at theticketfactory.com.